everyone, this is Osiris Frost. On yesterday's episode of Reverse the Verse, Chris Roberts and Jared Huckabee talked about how after each patch, the team reassesses overall progress for Star Citizen and reevaluates the priority for remaining tasks left in the development of the game. Chris reiterated that patch 3.1 is on schedule to be released around the end of next week, and followed up by saying that with patch 3.2, CIG will be including the community in the discussion about those priorities. He went on to outline 9 features which are being implemented in Star Citizen, and asked for all backers to visit the website to vote for which of them should be made the highest priority. To be clear, every single one of these things are confirmed to eventually be in-game. This poll definitely isn't about deciding which of the 9 ideas should be included and which shouldn't be. All of them will be included. This was about CIG being transparent with backers and soliciting our feedback about what's most important to us. I'll list the choices now, using CIG's exact descriptions. Quantum linking. This feature gives players the ability to sync up with their friends when making quantum jumps. Aside from making grouped, multi-ship travel possible, quantum linking also helps if you are interdicted, as the friends you brought along with you can help. This system will be used in tandem with AI or player-created missions through the service beacon, so that the people hired to help will be linked to you when they jump. So essentially, this makes everybody in your party jump when one of you jumps, and if anybody gets interdicted, you all get interdicted. It's a convenience, quality of life sort of feature. Speaking of interdiction, the next option was improved interdiction. Work on this feature will create a variety of different interdiction scenarios for players, as well as provide the opportunity to trap other players and AI non-player characters using the quantum jammer that can be added as a ship component or deployed in a self-powered buoy, like a mine. Service beacon improvements. The service beacon will expand and evolve to include new contract types, additional filters, and more feedback precision. AI characters will be able to interface with the system so that they too will be able to request help and provide assistance to others, which will in turn increase both how much of this type of immediate content we can offer at any given time, as well as the likelihood that someone, whether player or non-player character, will be drawn to respond to your calls for support. And this is one of the ones that was elaborated on by Chris, well they all were, during the Reverse the Verse episode last night, but he specifically mentioned this one as including like an eBay or a Yelp user rating system, so that when you contract with another player, you can leave each other ratings, and over time, the community will learn who's reliable and who's not. I'm a big fan of this. First tier of guilds and associations. We are going to create member associations within the universe that give players different benefits. These will ultimately include the Bounty Hunters Guild, Merchants Guild, etc., but there will also be members-based services themed to fit different player types. For example, the United Wayfarers Club provides repair and refuel assistance for pilots broken down in space, and also grants discounts for these services at Cryastro. The party system. These improvements will help the player's ability to create groups, allowing you to team up with friends to join the same game instance and cooperate on jobs and missions. Now personally, I think that this is kind of foundational to a lot of the rest of these things, but that's just my 2 cents. Team chat. Improvements to the team chat system that will polish communication between players and make the experience more robust and intuitive. Work on this system will also begin to factor in the incorporation of Spectrum into the game. Economy/shopping UI experience. The feature includes the implementation of shopping kiosks in the stores and increased variation of available products, including ship items and weapons not physically available to display or even buy in stores. And some have theorized that this is a blocker to allowing you to buy ships in-game with UEC. Item 2.0 Ship Systems and Weapons. Feature work would include finalizing Item 2.0 functionality that allows them to overheat, misfire, and suffer critical failures based on factors such as increased wear or damage. It would also introduce deeper functionality to upgradable items, so new power plants, shields, coolers, stealth, and comms/radar all make a marked difference to the ship's performance based on how they are configured. And the final option is FPS AI combat, the first stage of getting combat AI into the persistent universe. This would expand mission types by introducing the risk that an AI could be waiting to ambush you on a distant moon or in a hulk drifting in space. Again, all of these will eventually be implemented, but I think that some here should clearly have a higher priority than others, such as those systems which allow players to group up and have meaningful group experiences. Apparently, I am in the familiar position of finding myself at odds with the majority on this issue, as at the time of this recording, Item 2.0 Ship Systems and Weapons was in first place for both the first and second priorities, and Economy/UI shopping experience was in first place for the third priority. Maybe it's time to reevaluate my theories about the player base in this game. Lastly, the poll concluded with a final question about which gameplay mechanics should be focused on next. salvage, repair, or refueling. These choices are understood to be in addition to mining, which is a fixed goal of patch 3.2. So however that vote turns out, the winner will not be displacing mining, just possibly arriving alongside of it in June. This time, I went with the crowd, who overwhelmingly chose salvage. I'm sure this has nothing to do with the massive ship that's mere days away from live release. The poll should be open for the next week or so. It was said during the RTV that in order for the results to be actionable, they needed to be final tallied before they sit down to plan 3.2's development push. So in other words, by the end of this coming week when they publish patch 3.1. This is important. Having this type of say in the development of a game is unique to Star Citizen. It follows in the tradition started by CIG when Chris Roberts decided to rely on crowdfunding instead of traditional publishing, and for that reason alone, it's important that all backers take 2 minutes out of the day, at some point in the next several days, to click 4 checkboxes. To participate, all you need to do is be a backer of Star Citizen and head over to the survey page on the website, which I've linked in the show notes below. That's all for today's show. Thanks for watching. If you're new to Star Citizen, or you know someone who's thinking of playing, you or they can earn 5,000 UEC on your account by registering with my referral code, which you can find in the show notes down below. If you have any questions, feedback, or episode suggestions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. And if you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.